Good evening. Today is Sunday, April 19th, 2020. My name is Ricardo Sandoval, and this video is for week 6 of Biology 240. This week we are talking about the digestive system, and this video is basically going to be me talking about how a cheeseburger is digested. And the body, parts of the digestive system that it goes through, and what, of course, each part does. This video is very apt since I did have a cheeseburger for lunch today. So that being said, the digestion of a cheeseburger begins in the mouth. So chewing and grinding by the teeth breaks the cheeseburger down into small pieces. And these small pieces mix with saliva to form what's called a bolus. And this bolus is a kind of ball. Now, we normally don't associate the mouth or saliva with digestion. But in the case of the cheeseburger, for example, there are carbohydrates and starch in the bun. So the carbohydrates and starches that are part of this cheeseburger, they are immediately metabolized by an enzyme known as amylase that's found in the saliva. And then, as we all know, carbohydrates are a quick energy boost. Same reason why, for example, long-distance runners carbo load just to get that energy boost. However, excess consumption of carbohydrates can lead to weight gain and also glycemic issues, in which it can either drop or raise, for example, a blood sugar level, or it can even cause diabetes type 2, just depending on how excessive the consumption of carbohydrates is. Okay, so cheeseburgers got in the mouth. The teeth have ground it, chewed it. It's mixed with saliva. It's formed the bolus. So this bolus, of course, has to be swallowed. And it goes down what's called the esophagus. Now, the esophagus, when not in use, is a flattened, hollow tube that, of course, expands to accommodate the bolus. And then the esophagus itself, it's lined with smooth muscle tissue, which helps to move food down. And the esophagus is connected to the stomach, so this smooth muscle moves food down, moves the bolus down to the stomach. So once in the stomach, the cheeseburger bolus mixes with enzymes and hydrochloric acid until it becomes a liquid. And this liquid is called chyme. Also in the stomach, there is an enzyme called pepsin that breaks down proteins. For example, the protein found in the in the beef burger patty, and it breaks down proteins into polypeptides. So now that we have the chyme that's formed in the stomach after processing there, chyme travels through the small intestine in the abdomen. And then the small intestine is approximately 24 feet long, and it has 3 parts: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. So the duodenum, it's the first part of the small intestine where food mixes with bile from the gallbladder and digestive juices from the pancreas. The jejunum is the middle portion of the small intestine, and this is where nutrients are absorbed. The jejunum also has finger-like projections called the villi, which absorb dietary nutrients like sugars, amino acids, and fatty acids. The ileum, which is the final section of the small intestine, its main function is to absorb vitamin B12, bile products, and anything not absorbed in the jejunum. So after the small intestine, digestion and absorption take place in the large intestine. And the large intestine itself, it's comprised of the cecum, the colon, and the rectum. And this is the last portion of the digestive process. Anything not absorbed in the small intestine is is processed by the large intestine. The cecum absorbs fluids and salts that remain after chyme processing in the small intestine. The colon then removes water from the chyme or the digested cheeseburger. That creates a solid waste called feces that moves down to the rectum and then ultimately out through the anus. And that is how a cheeseburger is digested. Thank you.